Tetris Effect is a puzzle game released in 2018, directed by Takashi Ishihara, developed by Japanese studios Monstars and Resinair, and published by Enhanced Games. First and foremost, this is Tetris. Only the third most sold video game of all time. Originally released in 1984, the gameplay featured in Tetris Effect is mostly unchanged from previous releases, and is most likely something you're already familiar with. If you didn't like Tetris before, this game probably won't convince you. However, if you haven't played Tetris in a while, or haven't played Tetris before, then this video is especially for you. As blocks fall down from the top of the screen, you'll have to move, rotate, and drop blocks in a way that fill all the empty space in the row. Once the row's been filled, it'll disappear, earning you points. The faster you place blocks, the consecutive combos made, and the longer you last, the more points you earn, and the higher your score. Over time, pieces will drop faster, meaning your time to think and decide will shorten. When pieces reach the top of the grid, it's game over. Tetris Effect allows you to store a single block for later use, a small variant that allows for an interesting amount of freedom and skill to the player. In the beginning, I found myself always storing the hard to place L blocks when I was just adjusting to the game in order to postpone using them. Once I got more familiar with the game, I was storing easy to place pieces until moments where they would be useful in order to score the most points. New to Tetris Effect is the freeze meter. Scoring points and removing lines will build a meter that, once activated, will freeze the blocks from falling for the duration of the meter, and any lines that are completed during this freeze are moved to the bottom of the grid. Freezing can not only be used as a safety net for novice players, but it can be used to score large amount of points in combos for experienced players. The presentation of Tetris Effect is unlike any Tetris game that's come before it, and is the reason you should play this game. It's got this sense of scale in its presentation that turns this from a simple puzzle game into an experience. The main mode you'll play through is Journey. You'll play through a short series of levels with distinct themes and music, with the final level, even on normal, being a strong test of your Tetris skills. Journey can be played on easy, normal, and expert difficulties. Levels are themed after different parts of the globe and pulled from cultural, historical, and environmental influences. Tetris Effect allows me to take a step back and remember just what kind of phenomenon Tetris and video games are as a whole. Not only is Tetris a part of gaming, but it's also a part of our cultural history, and the game's theming reminded me of that. Stages go through phases. Levels start empty and quiet and slowly layer on its audio and visuals as you play, exploding into a musical chorus with visual flair by the end. The controller vibrates to the music as the audio-visual feedback is one with the player, as rotating, moving, and dropping blocks adds audio-visual cues to the game. This created a one-of-a-kind immersive experience that felt wholly unique in this game. You're creating the environment you're playing in, and not the other way around. During the slower moments, I caught myself multiple times making extra movements just to play around with the audio, creating my own beats. It reminds me of when I was a kid in front of a keyboard. I was less interested in actually learning how to play. More so, I only wanted to mess around with the pre-made beats, and cycle through all of the instrument key sounds to hear what kind of noises they make. Playing through all the levels fulfills a similar childlike curiosity. It's simple, relaxing fun. You'll forget just for a moment that you aren't actually good at Tetris. Then that thought comes crashing down as blocks start to fall faster, as they get closer to the top, and now you're stressed out because you don't know what to do. Then you remember again you're playing Tetris. The music was composed by Heidlich. Tetris Effect has some beautiful, highly produced electronic pop songs written by Noboru Muto, along with club music and other beats and sounds pulled from all kinds of cultural influences. It's so interesting how they changed nothing about how you play Tetris, yet your inputs can so naturally add to the music of the soundtrack. The way the songs start slowly and gradually build upon itself is so clever. The outline of the songs repeat, and as you play, your actions add sounds as they transition into the other layers and stages of the songs. It's phenomenal stuff. Effect mode is where you'll go once you finish with Journey. Effect mode contains endless mode and a variety of score-based modes, with variants in time, score, combos, and other restrictions. It's a really nice way to extend the playtime, while having so many types of rule sets that you're bound to find a way to play how you want and be able to keep track of your scores with the leaderboard. An updated version of Tetris Effect, named Tetris Effect Connected, was released in 2020. Connected features new co-op and competitive online and local multiplayer modes. Classic Score Attack is a thoughtful recreation of the NES competitive rule set. The highest score within the time limit wins. With no garbage blocks, this allows those fond or skilled in the classic Tetris format to once again put their skills to the test. I love this inclusion because even though this mode appeals to a niche set of players, they took the time to add the mode in anyway. Score Attack is the modern equivalent of the competitive head-to-head rule set, using the modern quirks and mechanics of Tetris. Zone Battle is a score-based head-to-head mode with access to Tetris Effect's new zone meter. You'll be sending garbage blocks to the opponent's side with each clear. A co-op connected mode that features 3 players playing against a single boss character adds a fun party casual co-op experience with different challenges and restrictions depending on which boss you face against. Players can use zone meter and even combine their grids in order to maximize the amount of points earned and garbage blocks sent to the boss, creating a really fun way to directly interact with your teammates. I love that the co-op has a progression system similar to the single-player journey, as you'll want to challenge every boss with your friends. Your profile has a level that rises that mostly equates to how much you've played the game, and results in cosmetic avatar items in the style of the 3D constellations. Your performance online is also tracked, as you'll be matched with and against players around your skill, allowing you to climb the online Tetris leaderboards. Tetris Effect supports virtual reality, and seems like a simple but perfect game to complement the immersive direction of audio and visual presentation. Theater mode can also be viewed when you just want to relax and take in the different visual themes. Tetris Effect features a lot of in-game accessibility options that don't go unappreciated. You can adjust how many upcoming blocks show in the queue. You can choose whether to show the ghost block that shows where blocks will fall. There's a ton of visual options, such as being able to change block colors, enlarge the grid, and choose whether the grid background is solid or transparent, in order to convey information more clearly. There is also complete controller remapping. It's amazing to me just what a strong visual and audio design can do to an old puzzle game released in 1984 to create a new unique experience. This may seem hyperbolic, but playing a historical and iconic video game like Tetris with this grand celebratory feeling in its presentation allowed me to take a step back and realize what kind of cultural impact video games have on the world. If you enjoy Tetris or haven't played it in a while, this is well worth a visit to experience the immersive sights and sounds of Tetris Effect. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more like it, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/RyanBeardy. Follow me on Twitter at RyanBeardy, and I have a Discord with the link below.